about you so I could get paid way. Plus, as I already know, it's Adam Cook, so I know your first name and last name. And I see you on Saturday. You have a lot of stuff. But I was gonna say, if I see you, I work with you, I do this, you watch it. take for her to see the man behind the pen and fight for me. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Piedmont Basketball here on Z98, not Z98.7 FM, Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. I'm too used to saying that. Matt Kudrowski alongside me is not Chloe Spratman for Game 2. It's actually Grant Prather. Grant, first time working together, it's always a pleasure.
Indeed, Matt.
Welcome to basketball. This is exciting. This is the regular season conclusion for the Lions. They started off and they lost 6 straight conference opponents, but have come back as of late, and they've won their last 5 conference matchups.
Yeah, it's been a game of streaks for them this season. They had 6 straight losses in January and then 5 straight wins in February, and looking to make it 6 today.
And looking at these starting lineups as the teams take to the court, how about we start things off with the visitors, the Berea College Mountaineers. Number 5, we'll start things off with number 5, Bryce Riley. Number 23, Demetrius Phillips. Number 4, Jaden Geist. Number 14, Jarrell Montgomery. And number 44, Trey Minter.
And then, of course, senior night, so Piedmont going with an all-senior lineup. Number 1, Joe Hellenbrook. Number 20, Jeremiah Carter Johnson. Number 4, Noah Reardon. Number 31, Devin Dean. And number 32, Jesse Harbin.
Keep an eye on Trey Minter in this game. He leads the Mountaineers in points, assists, and three-pointers. He has done so over his entire tenure as a Berea College Mountaineer. I have seen this guy play. He is ridiculous, folks.
Always good to have a nice offensive weapon to rely on, leading in 3 different stat lines, Matt.
And as the teams take to the hardwood, we've got the Lions in their all-white unis with the green numbers, and we have the Berea Mountaineers with their all-blue and white numbers. Everything is over except for momentum and positioning. If the Lions win, then they have a tiebreaker opportunity against LaGrange, and they would move up into 3rd. Berea, with a win, would pass Huntington for 5th.
Yeah, very, very big conference stakes at play here. Also, Cyber Leaf Mat, that previous women's game, you could hardly see Berea's numbers in the back of their jerseys, but decked out in that blue and white, it's easy to tell. So tip-off goes to the Mountaineers. They're going to possess it. And here they go. This is Trey Minter rocking the reverse Grinch Kobe's. Montgomery over to the side. Back over to Montgomery. He's going to drive in, go over to Minter. Back to Montgomery at the top of the key. Goes over to the side again. Goes back and forth here for the Mountaineers. Pump fake, drive to the side. Nothing going here. Nice tip off from Carter Johnson. Ball's going to stay in the possession of the Mountaineers.
Good defense, just clogging up the passing lanes. We saw that with the women's game. Maybe the men can replicate that here today.
Definitely be good to get some defensive action on early and set a tone for this important conference game. As here's a 3-ball for the Mountaineers as the shot clock expires. Tough offensive rebounding situation, and it's going to stay once again in the possession of these Mountaineers.
Now it just got knocked loose by Joe Hellenbrook. We saw the effort there by Riley to try and, I don't think it was Riley, it might have actually been, I might have misidentified. It might have been Montgomery. And we do see a takeaway.
Just swipes it right out of Bryce Riley's mitts. And Reardon now going to take it up. Guarded by Minter. Goes over to Harbin, the senior. Doesn't get too much playing time, but in the starting lineup today. And Hellenbrook's going to go to Reardon. Dean got an opportunity in the post against a smaller defender. Backs him down. And that one's in with a little baby hook. Devin Dean taking advantage of his size down low. Small man, but big physicality. And the Mountaineers now with a chance. Montgomery for 3 from the top of the key. That one's off the side of the rim and out. And looks like that one off of Carter Johnson's ankle, looked like.
It looked like it went off Carter Johnson, but it might have been deflected off of Riley somehow, some way, but possession goes to the Lions.
Yeah, some weird pinball action going on early on, and Dean's got another chance backing him down. Hellenbrook wide open in the corner, and bottoms for Joe Hellenbrook, throwing up the guns. It's a sniper from the corner. The big man taking advantage of his size advantage. No one can close that man out, and a nice drive inside by the Mountaineers. Saved inside, and travel call on the Mountaineers, so Piedmont already up 5, going to get the ball back.
5-0 Lions. This is a great chance for them to get some early momentum and expand on a lead early here in the first half.
So Reardon will take it up again. Just about 2 minutes into this contest so far. Once again, senior day here in Cave Arena. Your Lady Lions won 57-50 in our previous game. The male Lions looking to repeat that same fate, as here's Harbin. He's kind of stuck, gonna take up a mid-range turnaround. That one's good for 2. Jesse Harbin putting himself on the board on senior day, getting himself a nice little bucket. And now Reardon hounding Jarrell Montgomery. Nothing doing. Free ball from Bryce Riley from the right wing, no good. He's gonna get his own rebound though. Went off the front rim, easy for him. Mountaineers still in possession of it. Riley with the ball again. It goes inside. And he's hounded by Hellenbrook and Dean. That one's going to be a foul. Looks to be on Joe Hellenbrook. And it is going to be on Joe. So Demetrius Phillips going to go to the line for 2. He's got a decent opportunity to put the Mountaineers on the board. His first one forthcoming. The lefty knocks down the first one all net.
You're a lefty, aren't you, Grant?
I am a lefty. Thank you for remembering that, Matt. I feel honored.
Look at this. I've got some lefty recognition.
A thing that a lot of people who know basketball,
however, am not a lefty.
Sadly enough. A lot of people who know basketball know that if a lefty is very good at basketball, his game looks very smooth. And his shot looks very smooth. And obviously, Demetrius Phillips, too easy free throws. So, very smooth game. He's hoping to keep that up the rest of this time. But Reardon, in the meantime. Hellenbrook sets him a screen. He's going to roll. Still looking for a pass. Dean with a nice cut inside. And nearly had an and one did Devin Dean, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Devin Dean is a magician. I don't know how he's able to penetrate like that, but, man, he could just find a way to come down like an axe through a log.
Indeed, his aggression and his just aggressive mentality is insane and such a good asset for these Lions. The one thing he has kind of struggled with this season is free throws. Coming into this game shooting 48% from the line, so the math would tell us he'd make this, but numbers are wrong there. And he's going to get his own rebound. Like I said, the aggression tipped up. He's going to stay with it. So he'll redeem himself. Carter Johnson now in the corner, steps back, nothing doing. And we got a shot clock miscue here. People at the table had a little bit of a difficulty there, but no biggie. We play on.
Looks like they're going to reset the shot clock to 12 seconds. We're going to see a substitution come in for the Mountaineers, as we will see. Kevion Hudson.
Hellenbrook misses the 3 and rebounded by Minter. Like you said, Matt, you've seen Minter have some pretty crazy games, so he's looking to have another one here in this very, very important high-stakes game. And they're hounding him inside there. Minter's going to go in, Euro step around Carter Johnson. That's going to be an easy foul call for the refs. He stuck his arm out, ran straight into Minter's chest. So we'll have 2 free throws here. Once again, rocking those beautiful reverse Grinch Kobe's that a lot of people around the age of freshman, college, senior, high school love those shoes. Very, very popular. And now we're going to see Ryan Jolly step in for JCJ. A little bit of extra scoring ability coming in for these Lions. They've already put 7 up on the board, but looking to pile it on a bit more early on. So Reardon now going to inbound to Jolly. That's the usual combination. So Jolly calling a set together. He's going to go to the left to Reardon, over to Dean. Lots of motion going on by these Lions. Dean, nice drive inside. He's going to go right up on him and rejected by Jarrell Montgomery right into the hands of Demetrius Phillips, who was already out of bounds. So the ball is going to stay in possession of the Lions.
Vicious rejection. Absolute vicious rejection. And unfortunately, his team was able to catch the rejected shot, but could not stay in bounds.
Yes. Always tough when that happens because satisfying, but we can't get the ball back. So Jolly now, he's got 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Driving on Phillips. Reardon's going to need to put something up here. 2 seconds left. Nice floater.
Oh, my goodness, what a shot.
And right as time is expiring, Matt, what a shot by Noah Reardon. Good awareness to realize he's got to put up a floater in time. Makes the score 9-3. Lions up, 16-10 left. And this is Minter for 3. No good. Rebounded by Jaden. Mr. Jaden, and now in the left corner. Goes over to the corner again to Gist. Three-pointer from Montgomery. He's off the back rim, rebounded by Hellenbrook. Now here comes Reardon in transition on Minter. 1-2, and that's going to be a foul on Minter. So Reardon going to also have 2 free throws, so seeing a lot of line action from both teams early on. And that's going to take us to the first media timeout, the under 16 media timeout. Your score so far, Lions up 6, 9-3 with 15:51 left in this first half.
Absolutely astounding so far. The Lions have they've caught the hot hand pretty early on. They're leading 9-3, just under 16 minutes left here in the first half. But keep an eye on Berea because they have had some things go their way. For starters, Trey Minter in a big way. He's already generating offense. He's moving the ball well. He's finding a way to draw fouls down low, and he's converting from the charity stripe. So the Lions are going to need to make sure that they keep Minter under wraps.
Yeah, and even though Berea only has 3 points, like you said, good offensive production to even start him off. It might not reflect it on the scoreboard, but he's still able to facilitate, able to make plays that down the line are going to be able to put points up on the board. Speaking of points, the Lions have been able to spread the ball around easily so far, as Hellenbrook has 3, and Reardon, Dean, and Harbin all with 2. Meanwhile, for Berea, Demetrius Phillips with those 2 free throws early on, and then Trey Minter had that 1 free throw that he made. So that all adds up to 9-3. We're 4 minutes in here, and Reardon is also going to have 2 free throws. Reardon on the season, 56% from the line. Very uncharacteristic of a player his size and in the position he plays in that point guard, shooting guard. And his first one's going to be good. That'll put the Lions up 10-3, put them in double digits.
Reardon, one of the better free throw shooters on this Lions roster. He actually comes into this game shooting over 50%, 56% to be exact.
So Berea back in possession. That was Jerome Montgomery. And now Kevion Hudson, who came in the game a couple minutes ago, is going to get it over to Minter. Berea at the top of the key now. Hudson going to drive on Fisher Darden. Steps it back, pulls it out, goes over to Minter in the corner. Minter guarded by Dean. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Calling for it on the inside, but nothing doing. Over to Minter on the right wing. Minter's got to pull a 3. And that one's going to go off the front rim and out. Ball's tipped out in the hands of Ryan Jolly. Piedmont now in transition. Jolly's got it. Nice cut inside by Dean. Pump fakes. Makes the defender bite. And an easy 2 for Devin Dean. He's so smart underneath.
Such a brilliant, smart, intelligent play to go for that pump fake and gain that separation for the open shot.
So now Darden guarding him. Over to the corner. Now Reardon on Hudson. Hudson loses it off his foot, but stays with it. Now he's got a top of the key 3, pretty open off the back rim in the hands of Fisher Darden. So Piedmont now up 13-3. This one's going to go to Hellenbrook at the top of the key. He's never afraid to shoot a 3. Very good shooter for his size. And Dean going to go over to Hellenbrook. And now Jolly. Piedmont taking their time, but Jolly drives in. That one looks to be off a knee possibly.
We're going to say it was lost by Jolly. And it looks like possession's going to go to the Mountaineers. And we will see the inbound pass from Geist.
Yeah, I think what happened there is Jolly had the ball tipped out, and the defender let go of the ball. Ball hit Jolly's knee, so he himself kicked it out, meaning Berea now has the ball. And Minter in the middle of the court. Berea now at the top of the key. Driving in is Gist over to Minter. Top of the key free throw line. Jumper, no good. Foul on the loose ball. Probably going to go against Fisher Darden as he got involved in a little bit of a scuffle.
Looks like that foul is going to go on Fisher Darden. That's going to be his first and the team's third.
14 minutes, 13 seconds. A little over a fourth of the way through this first half. And wide open, miscommunication. Hudson top of the key 3 off the back rim. And that one is going to be called out of bounds. Hit the top of the backboard.
Yeah.
That's one of the typical rules.
It actually went off of one of the suspension cords that actually is used to help pulley the backboard up.
That cord itself is very thin, so I did not notice that. Thank you for having a better vision than me, Matt.
I saw that thing tremble, if you will.
And Jolly Dean set him 2 different picks. And Darden now in the corner looking for Dean, but can't find anything. Darden's going to pull it back over to Griffin Neville. First time we've said his name today. But Reardon now over to Darden. Drives in, pull-up jumper. That's his bread and butter. And that shot itself was butter. Call him Martha Stewart with the butter.
He's cooking.
He is cooking. Fisher Darden has had a great year. At least on Thursday, he was in the 50-40-90 club, so very good shooting year, very Kyle Korver, Steph Curry-esque. And that one sails on him.
Thank the Lord above that we did not have anybody in those stands.
Thank the Lord above it wasn't in our direction either. It's going the opposite way as we're going to see another time out here. What have you seen so far from these Lions up 15-3, Matt?
Well, first of all, they've done an impressive job defensively. The majority of the points have come from Trey Minter's free throws where he's able to draw a foul. So the Lions, for the most part, have been able to avoid shooting fouls, and granted, 3 fouls and a half still isn't good, but they're doing a good job of being smart with their fouls. So we haven't seen a lot of shooting fouls, but we have seen really solid defense and really solid shutting down of passing lanes and really solid defensive rebounding.
Exactly. That was the story of the women's game, too, as the Lady Mountaineers only scored 2 points in the 10 minutes of the first quarter. And right now, these Mountaineers have only scored 3 in about 7 minutes. So lockdown defense from these Lions. And like you said, good defensive rebounding, able to not give them any extra chances to put more points up. So the Lions looking to put some points up themselves here off the inbound. So here comes Jolly down again. Darden cuts, but he's going to go over to Reardon in the corner for 3. That one is all net. Noah Reardon with the 3 ball.
What a brilliant shot by Noah Reardon. Cannot leave him alone on his own island behind the arc. He will make you pay.
He is definitely a lethal shooter, and when he gets hot, he stays hot. He is such a good shooter and able to stay with his same shot throughout games. So now the Mountaineers going to look for it inside, right on Griffin Neville. That's a mismatch inside, and an easy bucket for Andrew Jones. Not talking about the Braves player. So Ryan Jolly now going to bring it up. He is guarded by Jaden Gist. Carter Johnson, nice pick on Gist. He's going to roll, but Jolly does not find him. That's going to be 2 free throws for Jolly. So once again, the Lions back to the free throw line.
And you can see Bryce Riley just kind of throwing up his hands like, what do you want me to do there? I mean, there's not much you can do once Ryan Jolly makes a cut to the basket like that.
Yeah, that's a way the game of basketball has really been revolutionized these past couple years is, does the offense initiate the contact or not? And that one, when you kind of go into a defender like that, it's a tough call to make. So, yeah, like you said, Bryce Riley just, what can I do? Not much else, but Jolly's going to knock down the first one. He's also a very good free throw shooter, 80+%, very reliable in important situations where you're going to need free throws. And this one to put the Lions up 20-5.
His free throw percentage is actually almost 90%. It's insane.
That means out of every 10 times, he'll only miss 1 time. And that's a coach's dream because they call them free throws for a reason. I said that on Thursday as well. And now this one's going to go over to Minter. He's been fairly quiet as Berea only has those 5 points. And this one knocked away by Jolly, but back in the hands of Jarrell Montgomery. This one back to Minter at the top of key. Ball's been in his hands a lot. This is for 3. That's going to be off. Rebounded by Montgomery. And this one to Minter. He's going to shoot a 3. Got tipped by Jolly. Perhaps hit his hand or the ball there. Couldn't tell. But either way, rebounded by Fisher Darden. He's going to go in transition. Whacked around, but going to stay with it. This one's going to go to JCJ. He's got a nice lane inside. Goes right up on him. The big man puts a big body and gets 2.
JCJ looking great. That was a beautiful finish down low.
And that's exactly his game, is making tough finishes inside. He might not be the best three-point shooter. He might not be the best free throw shooter, but he can make those big buckets inside, those tough buckets that no one ever wants to make. And he can also get steals, as that's going to be one right into the hands of Darden. Lions up 22-5, making a statement early. Darden off one leg, off the back rim, and that one's going to be rebounded by Berea. Minter on the left side, driving on JCJ. Darden nearly blocked it. That's going to be a foul. Swipe the arm down.
Yeah, Darden seemed to just catch Minter there. Was not able to get that clean block.
Yeah, very tough call when you're able to get close to him like that. The tendency is to swipe the arm down, and that's going to be an automatic call by the refs. So while we have this timeout, we're going to take a quick break. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Stats are acting out because of the Wi-Fi. Why does our own school make our jobs harder? Dude, I got a paper cut right at tip-off. I got an hangnail I pulled for right before the Oh, let me see that. Oh my gosh.
And just like that, we're back. Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Grant Prather, Matt Kudrowski on this Saturday afternoon senior night here in Cave Arena. Right now, Trey Minter is going to have 2 free throws. Berea down by 17, looking to cut that just to 15 here. First one's good. Minter, Matt, like you said earlier, a big threat. Haven't said too much of his name. He hasn't been in the scoring column too much. Only now with 3 points of Berea's 7. Got a whistle here. It's going to be a sub. And now coming into the game is Tyler Moss for Minter. So Jolly going to go over to Caleb Lesh, the sophomore. First time we've said his name today. He just came in off of that timeout. And Lesh, tough time, nearly got it into the backcourt, but Jolly back over to Lesh. Lesh looking for something, hounded by 2 different Berea defenders, but Jolly got to top the key. Griffin Neville from the corner. That one's going to be bottoms. 3-pointer for Griffin Neville, and now the Lions up 18.
What a beautiful shot that was by Neville, able to convert the trifecta.
Neville, pretty decent 3-point shooter. Coming off the bench, able to get some easy points, some reliable points. Coach Neely definitely loves that. And this one's going to go to the corner. Joe Hellenbrook with the long arm, steals it away. And he's going to smartly pull it out. Go back to Lesh. So now Ryan Jolly got the ball. He is guarded by Marquise Mackey. And this is Lesh now. Mackey still on him. A little bit of give and go action. Lesh from the wing, back rim. And this one rebounded by Berea, but that was Tyler Moss. We just said his name as he just came in the game earlier. Moss switches up on Jolly. Nice move. This one's going to be a 3 for Mackey. Mackey is bottoms from 3. So Berea starting to get a little bit of a rhythm offensively. Still down by 15, 25-10. So Jolly going to go to Neville. Nothing doing there. Jolly for 3. And that one's off the back rim again. Neville tries to tip it in. He's going to stay with it, though. Goes back to Jolly. Jolly about the volleyball line right now. Calling JCJ off. Just going to go in. And rolls around, toilet bowl out. Hellenbrook nearly got the rebound, but that ball circled in and out of the rim. No good. Looks like we got sub coming out. And it is Demetrius Phillips back in the game, so Berea now with the ball. This is Tyler Moss, sub guard. This one's going to go into Phillips. Big man on Hellenbrook. Mid-range shot for Berea, no good. Rebounded by Jolly. Jolly, nice pass down to Dean. Dean's got a wide open lane. On Phillips, great pass to Hellenbrook.
Woo, what a beautiful pass there by Dean. Magic. Absolute magic.
And a great athletic play to make that pass midair. Hellenbrook definitely appreciates it. All ball on that block by Dean and Hellenbrook. Hellenbrook with a nice board. Always a nice tough presence inside as now Jolly's got a break. Neville pump fake, wide open 3 from the right wing. That one's all nylon. Griffin Neville with his second 3. Lions up huge in this one, 30-10. Making a statement early, and Phillips inside is going to answer right back with a 2. Yeah, Lions now up 18, just 12 minutes into this game. And Jolly's got a wide open lane. He's not going to pass out. That's going to be blocking foul and 1 for Ryan Jolly.
Woo, it ain't Christmas, but man, he's got me feeling jolly.
I can remember we used to make jokes like that around Christmas time. There was even a time where we saw a bunch of lacrosse players around here in Cave Arena making jokes about the Grinch deck the halls with Israel Hall, and most importantly, 'tis a season to be jolly, but not the season anymore, sadly. But Jolly is going to have 2 free throws.
Jolly's keeping me in the Christmas spirit. He's been in quite the given mood as far as his offensive contributions have been concerned.
And he's always so consistent. You can pretty much always expect at least 15 points out of him. He's only had a few games where he's been under that threshold. But such a reliable scorer, really a guy that the Lions can play through. So Moss going to bring it up for the Mountaineers again. Lions in a 2-1-2 zone, it looks like. And Moss going to go over to the corner. Neville tries to guard it, can't do it. This one's going to be on the wing. Dean tries to close out off the front rim, and ball is going to be Piedmont possession.
Berea tried to go for a rebound and try to keep it alive, but Joe Hellenbrook making it difficult down there underneath the glass.
Yeah, Berea definitely does not have too much height in this game. Phillips is a pretty tall guy. I think he's around 6'6", but Hellenbrook at 6'8", 6'9", just too tall inside. So tough to get rebounds. And he can also shoot over for a 3, but just misses off the front rim and out. So Moss now in transition for the Mountaineers. Goes behind the back and tipped out by Reardon, but still able to stay with it is Jarrell Montgomery. So Moss now whip pass over to Montgomery. Over to the side, back to Montgomery. Top of the key, 3. Off the side rim, Hellenbrook once again. Oh, and that's going to be a tough foul as he hits the deck. So foul call on Moss.
Moss grows on a tree, but he got a little bit attached to the tree down low. Joe Hellenbrook, apparently he can't do that in basketball.
I would say Joe Hellenbrook is nothing short of a tree, but he is not short himself. So, yeah, so tough to, if you're a shorter guy, to go up on a man like Joe Hellenbrook and try to get that rebound without fouling. So the Lions going to talk things over. 7:36 left. Lions up by 21, holding Berea to just 12 points.
Unbelievable. Great, fantastic defense. They've been forcing a lot of misses and getting a lot of defensive rebounds. On top of that, they've been doing everything they can to shut down all of the passing lanes that they can. They're really playing solid defense out there in this first half.
Yeah, translated to, like we said, 12 points in as many minutes. As we're over 12 minutes into this game. Have a little bit of a stat update here. So in terms of rebounding, fairly even. Piedmont with 12, Berea with 10. And assists, Piedmont with 6, Berea with 3. So Piedmont obviously has the advantage there due to their more points. Shooting-wise for Berea, though, that's where the issue comes into play. 3 for 18 from the field and 1 for 12 from the three-point line. It's basically a carbon copy of the women's game that we saw.
Essentially, but one big thing that I've taken away so far is 5 turnovers by the Mountaineers versus just 1 for the Lions. The guys are being really clean with the ball right now. They're being very, very clean. Not a lot of dirt to rub in.
Definitely, and yeah, if you're able to take care of the basketball, then you have every opportunity. Every opportunity matters, and Piedmont been able to take care of every opportunity. They've only had 1 turnover, and Berea's lost 5 of those opportunities. So Piedmont with another opportunity here, as Jolly's got it on the right wing. Guarded by Moss. Goes in between. Inside, over to Hellenbrook in the corner. Nice closeout by the Berea defender, but no, not to be by Hellenbrook. So now, Moss is going to take it up. Drives over to the corner. Kicks it out. This one into Phillips. Dean on him. Tried to steal it. Hellenbrook got right over him and a nice pass to Reardon. Can he catch up? Reardon, nice pass to Dean, but Dean was not ready for it. That one whipped right to Devin Dean and just not there.
That was a little too much cheddar on that one. A little too much Texas Pete behind that one, but all is not lost. The Lions have been very stout defensively, and you could see in the way that they're playing their transition play. We have all 5 guys essentially getting back after every shot, just not being all that worried about a missed shot.
And transition play there. All 5 of those Lions all in sync, and the ball went to Reardon in the left wing, and he knocks down a 3 to make the Lions score triple that of the Mountaineers, 36-12. So now the Mountaineers going to try to put something on the board. They've really struggled offensively. This one's a 3 from the left wing, off the front rim and off. Neville with a nice board. Goes out to Jolly. Transition again. Jolly's going to take it up right on him. Great block by Moss. All ball. Nearly made Jolly fall down. And now Anthony Ham.
And that had to be some form of travel. I mean, he attacked that basket like a Le'Veon Bell attacks the offensive line of a football game.
It was a very tough call because you definitely saw a lot of steps, but the question was the ball in someone else's possession? So Piedmont, nonetheless, gonna receive the ball. So Jolly's gonna bring it up. 6 minutes now left in this first half. Once again, it's senior day here at Cavarini. We honored the seniors on the previous broadcast, and Reardon, himself a senior. In fact, this lineup still all seniors. This was the starting lineup earlier. And Reardon's gonna drive in, goes over to Harbin. He's gonna drive in and nearly fouled, no call. A little bit of a scuffle for the ball on the baseline. Looks like Hellenbrook had possession of the ball and his arm hit that baseline, so Berea now has the ball.
Harbin was trying to see if he could get that fancy schmancy magic pass off to Hellenbrook, but all for naught. That defense was just way too clogged.
Indeed, they call it the magic pass for a reason. Only Magic could do it. Not a lot of other players could.
Ryan Jolly seemed to be able to.
Ryan Jolly can do anything. We know this. Let's see if he can play some defense. And Dean, nice pump fakes. And botches the layup. Dean guarded mid-range off the front rim. And after all that, Piedmont is going to end up with the ball. So another pinball type of play there. Just bounced around. No one could possess the ball, but Piedmont obviously going to have it. Still up 24.
And we see the foul call assessed to Jaden Gist. It's the team's 6th, so now Piedmont enters the bonus.
Still has 5 minutes left to perhaps get some easy free throws off that bonus. And Harbin's going to go to Jolly. Reardon to the top of the key. This is hot spot. And off the left rim. So not the hot spot this time. But he's still been hitting today. As Reardon with 7 points today. And that one is going to go in from Phillips. So Demetrius Phillips now, I think, with 6 points.
Demetrius Phillips has done very well down low. We've seen him score from inside the paint. We've also seen him score from mid-range. Very versatile offensive player.
Very methodical in what he does. Very traditional. Coaches love to see that. And then Harbin, not going to have it. Goes over to Reardon, the top of the key. Reardon looking for something, but just going to go back to Harbin. Over to Reardon again. He's going to drive in off the right hand. Nice floater from Noah Reardon for 2.
It looked like the defense caused Reardon to trip up a little bit, but he's still able to get that shot to go.
He's had a lot of those concentration floaters that you really have to be able to control your body to make. And Minter for 3 couldn't control his shot well enough there. And same situation there as Hellenbrook on the floor, had possession of the ball, but body part was on the baseline. So
looked like it was his knee that time.
It's either his knee or his hip. Yeah, one of the two. Either way, he stepped out. So Berea going to stay with it. Minter's going to inbound. 4 minutes left.
It looks like we'll see delegation from the officials.
Said reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. 30 was up there, but 20 is the call. So Berea's going to have 20 seconds to get something off and try to put something on the board. They only have 14 points so far in this contest. Gist over to Phillips. And pump fake. Makes himself a wide open 3. Off though. Rebounded by Reardon. He's got Dean in transition. He finds him. Reverse. And that one's in. Great transition play by Noah Reardon and Devin Dean as Noah Reardon puts up the glasses, says, "I see you, Mr. Dean."
What a beautiful feed. Somehow manages to squeeze that in between 3 Mountaineers players, and Dean with the reversal for the finish.
Thread the needle there, and that was just a great play, and obviously a nice 3 by Kevion Hudson there, is right through all net. Didn't even hear any of the rim there, but Dean now got it. And Jolly cuts inside. That one was tipped up by Hudson. So now Minter has got a little transition opportunity, but he's going to decide to pull it out. So Hudson again, top of the key. Nothing doing over to Minter. Minter by the free throw line. Pump fakes inside. Griffin Neville had a mismatch on him. And Phillips going to go to the line for 2, taking advantage of his size. That one's going to lead us to another media timeout. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. Once again, Piedmont up big. we haven't really mentioned since the pregame how important this game is. Like we said, both teams 5-6 in their conference. A win for Piedmont here would take them into a tiebreaker to help out with their playoff seeding. And right now they're up 23. It seemed like that score has gone very under the weather in this game. We haven't mentioned it too much. It's just been all Piedmont so far, Matt.
Yeah, a win here by Piedmont will put them in third place and a tiebreaker against LaGrange. But you're right. The Lions have played astoundingly well in this game, and they've stepped up on a day where it matters most, and that is senior day. Ironically enough, you know what I noticed? Berea only has one senior out in their entire roster, and that is Kevion Hudson.
That for Berea at least, you can take that as a positive because that means you still have some young guys who you can really try to work on and get them involved in the program, kind of nurture their abilities as they come up, and then maybe one day you'll have maybe 6 or 7 seniors for them on their senior day.
And now looking at the discrepancy, a 23-point lead with 3:10 left. The Lions are doing a lot of things right, including the turnover margins. 7 takeaways for the Lions so far compared to 4 giveaways. They've done really well. 5 steals. Absolutely incredible job of shutting down those passing lanes and really giving Berea very little to work with.
Yeah, all those intangible stats the Lions are killing Berea with, nothing short of. But another big stat for Berea has just, again, been the shooting. Under 20% from the field, just 5 of 26 on field goals and 2 of 16 on threes. If my math is correct, that's 12.5% from 3, so definitely not a line you'd like to see. But a bright spot for them has been Demetrius Phillips, as he's going to knock down that first free throw. Here's a second attempt. Once again, the lefty. And that one is up and in. So Phillips now 4 for 4 from the line. And number 4, Mr. Reardon, is going to inbound it to Ryan Jolly.
And that brings Phillips' point total up to 8 points now, which is second of all players on the floor behind only Noah Reardon.
He's definitely had a good game, like we said, very methodical. And Neville pump fakes. Jolly ball fakes over to Neville. Just missed the pass. Would have been a wide open 3. Nice spin move by Neville. And Jolly's going to go to Reardon. Wide open 3 from the left wing. Off the side. Just barely hit the rim. And now Minter's going to go in transition. He's got a nice lane up on Dean. Off the backboard. Off the rim. No good, but he'll have 2 free throws. So yet again.
So far for Trey Minter, only 3 points in this game, but he is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. So all of his points have come from the free throw line. He's only missed 1. We'll see how he does here.
And at least in the first half, even if you don't make layups, even if you don't make threes, even if you don't make mid-range, seeing the ball go through the hoop on those free throws gives you a good confidence boost to be able to know that you can still score going into the second half when Berea inevitably is going to have to make some sort of comeback. So here's his second free throw. That'll make him 5 for 6. So Minter's going to knock down both. Reardon's going to go into Jolly. So 40-21 is the score with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left here in Cave Arena on this Saturday evening. So Neville over to Reardon. Inside to Hellenbrook, got tipped up, hit the rim.
Almost went in.
Yeah, nearly went in. We were on the same wavelength there, but now Hudson in transition into Phillips. Hellenbrook, great defense, able to prevent the shot.
Did you see that physicality down low? Able to force Phillips just a little bit forward, and it was enough to get that shot to go off the bottom of the backboard.
And that is exactly what Hellenbrook needed to do there, as he just stood straight up, used his length against Phillips, just kind of was an intimidator there on that inside shot. And then I believe that was also a foul on Hellenbrook himself. Excuse me, no, that was on, who was it on?
No, they're going to say it was on Hellenbrook, and because both teams are in the bonus,
indeed,
we're going to see Gist shoot 2 here.
And 2 new subs in the game. JCJ comes in for Hellenbrook and Lesh in for Jesse Harbin. So Gist here, his second one off and in. Excuse me, that was his first 1-and-1. That's a basketball player's worst nightmare, is forgetting if it was 2 free throws or 1-and-1. And even I forgot up here that it was 1-and-1, so he'll make both. So Jaden Gist knocks down 2 to knock that deficit for the Mountaineers down to 17. Jolly over to Reardon. Piedmont now taking their time at the end of this first half, it seems like, trying to make a valuable possession here. Just taking their time around the 3-point arc. Neville got 2 Mountaineers on him into JCJ. Lesh was calling it for it in the corner, but Carter Johnson couldn't find him. So Jolly now, Lesh still open in that corner. Neville drives in, pump fakes, left hand blocked by the Mountaineers. Carter Johnson stays with it with the right hand. Easy 2. Nice work by JCJ.
That was a great offensive rebound under the glass. An easy putback caught the Mountaineers sleeping.
Nearing 1 minute left here. Minter with another 3. That one's going to be also off and rebounded by Reardon. So Piedmont, another fast break opportunity. Lesh going to go in on Minter, pulls it out, and Carter Johnson nearly lost it. Sigh of relief for the Lions faithful here. He's going to drive in off his knee, it looks like. Minter's going to try to save it. He does.
Wow.
Into Hudson. Hudson's going to drive down the middle. He's got 2 lines on him. Great defense by Neville and Jolly. Stay with the all ball. Obviously going to stay in the possession of the Mountaineers, though.
I understand they didn't get the clean block that would have resulted in them getting the ball back, but it was enough of a strip to shut down an offensive opportunity, and now they have to stop them on an inbound pass.
And with near a minute left, Andrew Jones in. He just received the ball, goes over to Minter. No assist for him there as the front rim misses again, and Berea still ice cold. Looks like Antarctica for him here in Cave Arena this evening from that 3-point arc. Reardon going to go over to Lesh. And Lesh, it's also looking like Death Valley here for these Lions. They are red hot from the 3-point line.
I'd say it looks more like the Amazon rainforest because it's raining right now.
Raining buckets. It's raining cats and dogs, even though you can't register cats, or you have to register cats and dogs here at Piedmont. But Neville going to rebound it. Now we're nearing 30 seconds left. Jolly now under 30 seconds. Shot clock differential about 3 seconds. So he's definitely going to take his time here. Lions up 45-23, nearly doubling the Mountaineers score. Looking to make it more than double going into halftime. Would just be a crazy boat of momentum for them.
And this is good because they're essentially securing to get the last shot.
Pretty much, and now Berea still with 9 seconds. So Andrew Jones, like I said, not talking about the Braves player, going to drive in. Minter's got a floater, 3 seconds left. Jolly just going to elect to hold it, sort of like a kneel in football. And that's going to take us to halftime, 45-23. Lions, pure domination over these Mountaineers.
You know, I would have loved to have seen if Jolly just heave one and just see what would happen.
It's always so exciting.
I personally would have loved to have seen that.
It's always so exciting. You're like, is it going to go in? Because it's an 80-foot shot. It's always fun to watch.
We apologize that our live stats have been down for this entire first half. The score right now is 45-23 as we go into halftime. And the Lions, they have looked great, absolutely flourishing offensively, and then defensively, they have been limiting Berea's chances significantly as we go into halftime. Makadrasky and Grant Prather will come back in a few minutes to give you some halftime stats here on Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.